Hey, everybody, welcome back. Devin, the OG Original Grognard, sitting down, continuing our playthrough of Mark Walker's Lock and Load publication of World at War, Death of the First Panzer Expansion, Scenario 3, Wittman's Ghost. We are stepping into turn 5. Remember, we're using our hexagonal, or hexes, as the turns. It's just because they don't have a turn track on here. It's an easy way to do it. Yeah, I have completely and totally misabused the T-72s, the first armor. Yeah, I really need, and I do this every time I play with T-72s. I try to sit back and get into a long-range gun duel with NATO tanks. You can't get into a long-range gun duel. I should have been rushing them to try to get into close assault, because at least then, I mean, there's almost even odds. So, you know, we've lost, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of our platoons. How many we're supposed to have? Because I think I have too many on the board. Let's take a look at the scenario one more time. Yeah, we're only supposed to have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Did I have 9? I had 9 on here for some silly reason. Alrighty. Well, we'll take that guy off because he's not supposed to be there. And then we're just going to go ahead and attach the headquarters there. Why not? Works for me. Alright. So, yeah, out of the 8 platoons, I have 2 left. And I've inflicted no casualties on the Leopards. So, yeah. Don't sit back at long range, get into a gun duel, NATO tanks. Got to remember that. I do that every time. Also, finally tracked down, was having an issue if Rex add +1 defensive dice in a terrain that already provides a defensive bonus. Couldn't find anything really on Board Game Geek, which is kind of surprisingly because I normally can find answers there. So I had to hit up my good friend Kevin over at Big Board Games, the CEO of Big Board Games. And yes, it is apparent that Rex do add +1, not just act as a 1 defensive cover. So the Rex do stack their defensive modifier when you're in otherwise concealable terrain or terrain that provides a defensive modifier. Good to know. I have to remember, not that I don't think it's been helping the T-72 as much, but, you know, you can never tell. So, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with those T-72s. I got an idea. May not work, but I got an idea. All right, so stepping into turn 5, and just to do this procedurally, because I've been removing the ops complete counters at the end of the turn, when you technically remove them at the beginning of the next turn. I mean, again, you're getting there the exact same way, but procedurally, let's go through and do this the way it's supposed to be procedurally. Yay, there we go. Now, you don't roll for disrupted or anything like that. That only happens during the formation activation, but at the beginning of the turn, you remove all the formation mark, or the ops complete markers from the formations. So let's go ahead and mix up our cup here. And what do we got? First off is going to be an enter. No, designated formation. That is a designated formation, so that is going to be first tank. So, don't have to remove ops complete markers because, well, we already took the ops complete markers off, but we do have a disrupted. So we get to roll. We got to roll to see if we can get these guys undisrupted. Command rating is a 6, so we need to roll a 6. But I think if you're stacked with the headquarters, you get the headquarters command bonus, which will be a +2, and I think it's only for units that are stacked with the headquarters. Headquarters. Disruption. First few pages as these rules have, I do wish they were laid out just a little bit better. Formation removal, command, rally. Let's see. Yep, all units in the same hex as the formation headquarters may subtract the headquarters leadership from the dice roll. So, alright, what does that mean? Formation instead of picking up the counters. We'll just zoom in a little bit this way. It's the circled number on the headquarters counter, so it's a 6. So I need to roll a 6 to undisrupt that T-72, but since he's stacked with the headquarters, I get to subtract 2, so basically I need an 8. Yeah, long-winded way of saying I need an 8. 5, yep, so that gets them. They are undisruptified. So now we can go ahead, and since nobody's out of command, I don't have to roll for command and control. So let's go ahead and start moving, and let's try to pull these guys off the line to try to save their butts a little bit. What do we want to do with the recon first? We want to try to keep out of the Leopards' line of sight, and I can kind of do it. I mean, if I can get around these woods and then get to the hill, then I can push along the hill to reinforce the village that I'm trying to defend. So let's go ahead and move the recon unit first. He's got 7 movement points. Let's go 1. Is that going to be in line? That may be in line of sight. Still haven't bothered to get a decent rubber band. That's going to catch line of sight. So can we go there without catching line of sight? There. Okay, no, I think... too much of a shadow. No, it clips the... You can see the woods on this side. All right, so we can get there without line of sight issues. So wheeled vehicles are in, or vehicles, they don't differentiate between wheeled and tracked in this game. Into cultivated is 2 for vehicles. So 1, 2, and then we'll go 3, 4, and I'm definitely out of line of sight there. 5, 6, 7. So that keeps me out of line of sight. So what do we do with the tanks now? So it's either 1, 2 or just 1, 2. Doesn't matter. It's going to cost me 2 points to get there regardless. Let's see. All right. One small bad thing about this game. Nope. That's not going to catch line of sight there. Crap. All right. So 1... 2, 3, 4, 3. Oh, but like I was saying, there's no dots in the center of the hex. Like every Avalon Hill game had dots in this. Well, pretty much most of them. So you could at least track line of sight. This game doesn't have the dots in the center, and I don't know why. So anyways, 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, that'll keep them out of line of sight. And same with these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that looks like that's going to be it for those guys. So let's go ahead and throw some ops complete markers on them. Yeah, I know. Some of them are upside down. Some of them are cocked off 90 degrees. I don't care. My eyesight's so bad I can't read it anyways. I just need to see the X on there. So... cut for a next formation draw. What do we got? Oh, and a turn marker. This is already turning out bad. But we don't want 3 end of turn markers in here. And there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 formation markers. So yeah, you got about a 50-50 shot roughly of pulling an in turn every draw. Oh, there we go. Oh, first tank gets to go again. Excellent. That's what we like to see. Well, I'm sure the Germans don't like to see that, but all right, pull off all ops complete markers. Everybody's in command and control. Nobody's disrupted. Yada, yada, yada. On to continuing their movement. So we'll go here 1, and they're going to be out of line of sight. Go 2. Elevation change, I'm sure is just a 2, but just to make sure. Hill +1 if entered from ground levels. Otherwise +1. So we were 2, 3. Now the cool thing about line of sight in this game, and I'm so grateful that the line of sight is mostly relatively simple in this game. Let's go ahead and put out hill level LOS. Let's just go ahead. See, more games need to be this simple when it comes to hill LOS. If the attacker is on a hill level, it may not fire at an enemy unit that is also on a hill hex if blocking terrain is between the attacker and the target's hex. Blocking terrain is one wooded hill or city hex, or two or more hill level rough. There should be a comma in there. Two more hill level, comma, rough, or wreck hexes, combination there for rough. So basically, I move up to here, and if you have more than two hill hexes, you can't see beyond that. So the leopards can't see me. Actually, nobody can see me right there. Basically, in the most easiest way of reading it is that the only way you can see off a hill is if you're on the crest line. I mean, that's really it. I mean, if I was right here, I could probably still see there, because I think is it two or more than two? Let's go ahead and read that again. I know I just had it. Two or more hill levels. All right, so could probably be seen there. But we went 1, 2, 3. We went right here. Actually, someone along this line. But for the most part, there's at least two hexes between pretty much all the units. So not like they're going to be able to see me there. So that's 4, 5. Now we can start kind of getting some LOS. 1, 2, let's go ahead and read that again, just to be 100% clear. If the attacker is on a hill level, it may not fire at a ground level enemy unit that is immediately behind a woods hex or 1 or 2 hexes behind a city hex. If the attacker is on a hill level, it may not fire at an enemy unit on ground level if a hill hex is between the attacker and the target's hex. Okay, so yeah, basically. All right, so what I was reading before was hill to hill. But when you're on a hill and the opponent's on a hill, it is, if there is an intervening hill hex between you, you can't see the target. It's basically the pancake effect. Anybody who's watched my videos on ASL or ATS has heard me talk at great lengths about the pancake effect. Really succinct hill LOS. There really needs to be more companies that make platoon level hill line of sight. It doesn't have to be complicated, people. It doesn't have to be. It just doesn't. So anyways, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if I move here, I'll be on the crest line and I'll be able to start getting shot at. And even the leopards would be able to see me. So we'll go ahead and stop him right there. Make them kind of a local reserve. Yes, I know. Reflection on the vinyl. If I had plexiglass, you'd be getting reflection as well. Let's see if I can shift the light a little bit. Nope, doesn't work too well. All right, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We already know that the line of sight is fine and get there without the leopard seeing them. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Either way I do it. I think I actually have to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So regardless, I do it without tripping the line of sight, the line of fire from the leopards. And the leopards have probably seen the T-72's withdraw and it's like, oh, they're probably sweeping around to reinforce the village. Maybe we should start shelling the crap out of that village and try to blow the Soviets out of it. Which is probably what they're going to do. Be nice if we get an intern marker. Be real nice. Oh, look at that intern marker. Oh, my God. It's the second intern marker. You don't see that very often. I mean, because normally NATO forces have got so many activations that it's normally the Soviets that go through a turn without having any activations, but this time it was the NATO forces, so the NATO forces get to hold the two. You need to keep one intern marker in there, and there is one intern marker left in the cup, and the two other intern markers will go back in once NATO formation activates. But yeah, you don't see that very often, where the NATO forces are the ones that don't get to activate in a turn. That really hurts them as the attacker. So we put the formation chits back in. And move the turn up to turn 6. Yep, that's 6. We're definitely running out of time. I don't think the West Germans are going to get there in time. I really think putting those guys there, even though they both got shot to shit and they're probably going to die, I think that's going to delay them enough. It all comes down to what I think the Leopards are going to have to really do something. Yeah, the pressure is definitely on the West Germans to get their ass in gear. All right, so beginning of turn 8, remove all formation markers or ops complete markers. I'm going to put them there, and we are on turn 6 of 8. NATO still has an artillery strike left. I have a feeling they're probably going to end up using it here real soon. So, all right, let's mix up our cup again. And, ooh. Designated formation. Come on, focus, you silly thing. Designated formation, that's first tank. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen Warsaw Pact forces actually outmaneuvering NATO forces when it comes to chipples. And I honestly, pretty much what you're seeing is my eyesight. I can't see into this cup. I mean, that's why I grabbed this. Is a nice, thick, deep cup. I can't see down in there, so I have no idea what the formations are that I'm pulling. It's random. I swear there is no malfeasance on my part. All right, so what are we going to do here? As long as the shadow from my light or from my camera doesn't get in the way too much. All right, well, let's go with the recon. Can recon move and shoot? I don't think so. Take a look at our handy dandy chart. No, BRDMs cannot move and shoot. Do I want to move my recon up, though? Really, at this point, the Soviets don't have any artillery. Well, no, because it's different formation. I could use them to call in the 81 millimeter mortar strike, I think. But I think since it's a different formation, I can't. Since the BRDM is attached to the first tank and the 81 millimeter is attached to 2nd Airborne. So really, is there any point moving the BRDM up other than to nullify cover and concealment? I could try to nullify the cover and concealment on the Lush. Yes, I know. A friend of mine, Sava, pointed out it's called Lux. Well, yes, in High German it's Lux, but in Low German it's Lush. At least as long as my German-speaking family history and college or high school education told me. Besides, Lush just sounds better. It's more gluttural German, Low German, that is. But yes, in High German, it is pronounced Lux. But I like pronouncing it Lush. Deal with it. My channel. Okay, so what are we going to do with the BRDM? I mean, really, we can't really shoot. Well, we can shoot it. No, we really can't shoot at the BRDM. Really, the only unit that I got that can shoot at the BRDM is either the T-72s, and they're going to shoot at anybody, is going to be at the Leopards, and the Sager, but the Sager, oh, I do have line of sight. I do have line of sight from the Sager. So I could use my recon to cut his... But if I move up there, then... Well, those Leopards may not... Well, no, those Leopards are probably outfire at me anyways. Let's see, what do we have over here who could outfire? What about the Martyrs? Or Martins? For the longest time, I always thought Martyr meant Marauder in German. Yeah, no, it just means Martin. It's the guy's last name who developed him, Martin. It's Marta. High explosive... Oh, I can't even read it. So, okay, well, let's see if we can zoom in. The armor piercing. Okay, so that's armor piercing 13 with an underline. So that means it's a missile system. And the high explosive is a range 4. So he's got AP 4-4. Damn. What the hell are they using? Milans? I don't even remember what the Martyrs have on them. Some type of anti-tank missile system, and then probably a 20 or 25 millimeter chain gun to back it up. Maybe even TOWs. Did West Germans use TOWs in 85? I can't remember. It was probably Milan's. But, yeah, if my BRDM sticks his nose over the top, those Martyrs are just going to blow it to Kingdom Come. Unless I move it over here But as I move it over there, the leopards are going to shoot at it. You know what? See, this is what marks me different than other people's gameplay. I will sit there and agonize for 5 minutes and explain my reasoning on my turns, right or wrong, good or bad. That's just what it is. You got other people who just burn through the turns real quick. We're at least seeing my psychotic thought process. All right, so yeah, we just spent the last 5 minutes trying to figure out what the BRDM is going to do, and it's going to do nothing. Then what are the T-72s going to do? Again, if the T-72s get anywhere close to here on that ridge line, those leopards are just going to... But if I can get them down here and keep them out of line of sight, I can put... Ooh, yes. We need to do that. Now, how are we going to... Now, because anywhere I go, leopards are going to be... Leopards are going to see me. Well, let's at least move them into a local reserve. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. And that's good right there. Ops complete markers. And this guy, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leave him there. So if for any reason the city is about to fall, then the T-72s can at least, hopefully, if the formation jets come through, act as kind of a local reserve. And maybe we might even assault with them into this. Of course, assaulting with tanks into a city with infantry, not a good idea. I've done that before. Bad things have happened. All right, shaking up the cup. What do we got? Oh, second airborne. Is that second airborne? Yes, it is second airborne. It's a tiny print. Tiny font. Ugh, so hard to see. I'm going to see my big fat finger right there, so you know these aren't very big counters. All right. So what are we going to do? The Sagger is going to reserve its fire. I want to hold the Sagger as an op fire in case those leopards move out, because right now it's not doing me any good to shoot at them in the woods. So, but what we will do is we'll take the 81mm mortar. Really, who can we drop it on? Really, the only thing we can really, I can't really see, because if it's the headquarters, it's the Lush. That's about the only real target I have. But using high explosive against, okay, I got to check that. High explosive against just a normal armored vehicle, because I know there is special rules for that. High explosive. Now apply the hits. In a hex where 2 units receive 1 hit, randomly determine which unit is hit. All target units must receive 1 hit before receiving 2 AFVs. Even thin skin cannot be reduced as a result of a high explosive barrage. Okay, there you go. They are disrupted as a result of the first hit, but subsequent hits do not affect them. All right, well, then there's no point in shooting at it, because it's just going to disrupt them. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and fire it anyways. Well, just because they're disrupted, there's always a chance that they won't make their rally roll, and then I won't have to be able to worry about them using their recon ability to break my concealment. So 14, so it's a 2-5. So I got 2 dice at 5 with the high explosive artillery strike against Lush. 4 and a 2. One of these days, like I said, I am going to go ahead and start playing with stacking dice to get numbers. If you throw enough volume of fire into an area, you're going to get hits. There was a game that I was playing one time. MMP's Fire in the Sky had this the same mechanism where you roll number dice. You're looking at to hit numbers to get the number of hits. Playing against a guy, and it took him 3 turns, which was basically 9 months, to capture the Marshall Islands. And it's just insane. I mean, he had like 8 armies He had like 5 battleships that were pounding me. It was aircraft carriers with airstrikes. He just couldn't get the dice rolls. The dice rolls just weren't there for him. There is no way it would have taken in any stretch of event. The Japanese water supply wasn't going to last 9 months to be able to hold out for 9 months on the Marshall. It was just silly. It just didn't make any sense. That much volume of firepower should be able to start stacking dice to get multiple hits. One of these days, I am good. Well, you know what? Maybe the next time I break this out and play it, I will do that. I'll allow stacking dice rolls on both offense and defense just to see what the effects on gameplay are. I may have to do more than one gameplay study of that, but you know, we'll see how that works. All right, so that was the mortars. Let's see. The infantry basically have got a range of 2. Range of 4 if they go out to extended. So yeah, no, they're sitting fat and happy right now. Sager's gonna save his ops for defensive fire, and really the other 3 platoons here are going to as well, because those martyrs got to get close to us sometime. All right, so next those martyrs and the infantry. All right. Oh, there we go. 317 or 1374, 3174. Oh, focus. 3174 Panzer. That's the Leopards. All right. So what are we going to do? Well, I think the recon is going to try to wipe out the T-12s. Oh, that's right. The T-12s was attached to these guys. Should have rolled at the beginning of their turn to see if they get undisrupted. So I need the command rating, which is 7. Nope. Rolled an 8. They do not undisrupt, so they are still disrupted. And then we only got 1 step left. So the Luke's is going to go ahead and fire high explosive. It's 20 millimeter at the anti-tank guns sitting in those woods. And we're looking at a 2-5. 2 dice at 5. 1 hit. And with soft targets, you use only what the defensive modifier is. Now, since it's a woods, you get 1 dice off that, but there's also a wreck in there, and since we've discovered that wrecks now stack, it is another +1. So we've got 2 dice at a target number 5 or 6. So it's possible. But even if I need to make both of these, or the ATG is dead. 2 and a 3. See, there, I could be able to stack it if I was using those rules. But nope, no hits. So 1 hit is applied. He's disrupted already, so the disrupted turns into another hit, and he's already taken 1 casualty loss. So his second step, he is reduced and eliminated. But again, I still think that was probably a really good hex to put those guys in, just because it has slowed up the infantry advance down here a lot. Oh yeah, so that was him. Now what are the Leopards going to do? Leopards need to move. They need to get their ass on the move. They realize that, hey, we're running out of time. We need to capture that village. And can the Leopards move, fire and move? Let's see. Line indicates moving fire under AP. Let's see. They do have a line under their AP to hit number, so they can fire and move if they move half their range. Yes! I was actually looking, I'm on the Facebook, World of War 85 for the new version that's coming out, and they were saying, yeah, you may have 15 different types of units on the board, and we needed to come up with a way to let you know what all the different numbers and everything was. So someone had made a really nice looking player A chart. That's going to be a little bit crazy. So anyways, as soon as they stick their noses out, that Sager's going to open fire. So the Leopards are going to want to try to stay out of his line of sight. However, I don't think we don't have the time for it. We're going to have to move. Let's see. The Sagers are right there. Really, the only hex I really need to worry about is that one right there. Yeah, they'll catch fire from the Sagers right there. Yeah. Yep. Line of sight is clear right there, so the Sagers will get a shot here unless I decide to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, those tanks are only movement 5 as well. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that tank will go 1, 2, 3, 4 and be done. Ugh. So, do we risk the Sagger shot? Or do we not and slow down our movement? Actually, you know what? I'm not even sure why I'm agonizing over this. These Leopards have got to get down there. So let's go ahead and move here. That'll, of course, trip the op fire from the Sagger. And that's going to be 3, 4. As the missiles shriek downrange to their target. So 3 dice at 4. Oops. There's 1 hit. No, just 1 hit. All right, well, 1 hit's better than what they've gotten so far. Not that I think it'll do much. Let's see. So their armor is 4 at 5. Crap. 4 dice at 5. Just need 1. Yep, 3. So, or 2. So that eliminates those. Any potential hits. It continues on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to be everybody. So, as you can see, the game does move kind of quick when I'm not pontificating and agonizing over every little move I make. Okay. Oh, first tank gets to go again. Wow. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and put that back in there. Since the NATO forces, the West Germans didn't have any activations last turn, they got to hold 2 of the intern markers out until after one of their formations activated. One of the formations did activate. So we put the intern markers back in the cup. And what do we got? Of course, intern marker. Oh, God. All right, 171 Panzer Grenadier. All right, that's the infantry and the martyr support. So, oh, that ops complete marker doesn't even need to be there because there's nothing there to be ops complete. All right, I don't even know why I put that there. All right, let's go ahead and look at loading up. If the transporter and unloaded infantry begin their movement in the same hex, they may load and move up to half. If the transporter and infantry begin in separate hexes, they may move up to 1/2 of the transport's movement points and 1 of the infantry's movement points to reach the same hex, then load. They may not move any further that turn. All right, so basically, let's go ahead. Both infantry and the Milan, well, both infantry, period, are going to move back to this hex and load up into the martyrs. Now, we're back. The T-72s can't see because, as we remember from our line of sight, I'll read it just to make sure. If attacker is on a hill level, it may not fire at an enemy unit on ground level if a hill hex is between the attacker and the target hex. So each one of these, the T-72s here, have got, well, the T-72 and the BRDM, I've got at least 1 hex, so pancake effect is in effect. So they can't see the infantry. Now, but my normal infantry has got high explosive and armor pierce. Actually, I don't even think I can see. Well, the point is moot, because even at extended range, they've only got a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, they can't even if they could see them, I don't think they could fire at them. However, as soon as that infantry starts moving up, they're going to start catching some fire. Anyways, so that's 171, or 171 Panzer Grenadier. All right, so what do we have that time? 174 Panzer. Not that you can probably see that because my focus doesn't want to work. So these guys get ops complete removed, and they get to move again. I think the recon's kind of happy where they're at. They don't want to get too much closer, and they can still break the concealment of at least that unit right there. So that leaves the armor units. So let's go at 1, 2, 3, because we're moving along the road. Actually, no, let's keep the loose there. So we'll move that guy there. Now what are we gonna do with the other? 1, 2, 3, 4, and again, I can't op-fire with anybody just because my tanks are too far back, and the infantry doesn't have the range, and the Milan already fired, or the Sagar already fired, not the Milan. So yeah, they'll go ahead and move there. So I'll go ahead and mark the 2 Leopards as ops complete. Shake up the cup some more. See, no sticky tack or anything on my fingers, so I'm not cheating on these pulls. Oh, first tank. Ooh, now. This worked out just fine. The Leopards are already ops complete. They can't op fire at me. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove the ops complete from first tank. And they can get an angle to lay all holy hell on these martyrs. And I can move and fire with the T-72s. And it's even better if I can get within half range. I don't think I'm not going to be able to get within half range, which is 2. So I go 1, 2, 3, and then half range would be another 2 hexes. All right, so we'll go 1, 2, move him right there. No op fire from anybody. Oh, nope, I take it back. The Lukes can, nope, Lukes can't. The Martyrs can. Martyrs have got the tow systems on them, or the Milans, but they're marked as ops complete. Oh, this is going to be bad. Well, or good, depending on how you look at it. So that T-72 will move right there, and it's going to fire its high explosive down on these poor thin-skinned Martyrs. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, it'd probably be better fire armor piercing. What happens if I fire armor piercing at high explosive or at soft targets? Because there are rules for that. Let's see. 2 types of targets. Hard targets. Okay, the attacker rolls a number of dice, d6 to equal to the appropriate firepower, APF attacking a hard target, high explosive attacking a soft target. All right, so or possibly thin-skin AFVs or helicopters. So, but I think I could have swore that you can use, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to go rules as written. I'll check it later. I think you can use or armor piercing to fire at high explosive, but we're going to go rules as written. So, oh, actually, that's even better. Make sure we're doing that. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. So armor piercing's top, high explosive is bottom. So range of 4. 1, 2, 3. Actually, since I can move 3 hexes, 1, 2, 3. Let's move him there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that'll put me within normal range of his high explosive. He gets 4 dice at 5, but I moved. So T-72 AP is -1, and to hit is +1. That's right. I needed to make sure I modified both of them. So AP is -1, so they only get 3 dice. And instead of needing a 5, they need a 6. That's fine. We can do that. We got 3 dice at 6 with the T-72 and moving firing at one of the martyr units. No hits. Poop. Crap. God damn it. Ops complete. Let's move the other T-72. 1, 2, 3. You can move there and still fire, but it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Long range. So it's going to be 3 dice at 6. No, it's going to be 2 dice at 6 because it's extended range. So 2 dice at 6. Of course, this will be setting up for really good fire next turn if the T-72 survive. Nope, nothing. So, yeah, even stacking the dice on that one wouldn't have helped, though. So, oh, no, I get to add in, he gets 2 more dice because he gets to add in the command rating of the headquarters. Forgot that, so he gets 2 more dice at 6. Oops, there's a 2. Stop bouncing out. And a 3. All right, not good. Poo. All right, well, big bunch of nothing there. And the BRDM, not going to do anything. We've only got a range of 2 anyways, and I don't think they can extend fire. Actually, they can, but it'll be even if... Oh, they can't move and fire anyway, so BRDMs will stay there. Okie dokie. Now, this is when the Soviets really want an intern shit to show up. Oh, there it is. Intern. That'll be the second intern. Right there. 1, 2. Actually, that was a pretty full turn. So that will end the turn. Let's go ahead. And both sides had formations that activated, so all the intern chits go back in. So drop all the intern chits back in and advance the turn to turn 7. And when we come back next time, we'll be stepping into the last 2 turns, 7 and 8. I really don't think the Soviets or the Germans are going to do it. I really don't. It just, I dilly-dallied too long. I should have had the Leopards drive straight on the village to start putting fire on the village. And it doesn't help that we've had a couple turns where there was virtually no activations. So we have that as well. But that's how the game system goes. Like I said, if you don't like variable turn lengths, this game is not going to be for you because you don't have control over who's going to activate and who's not going to activate. So questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms in the comments section. As I hiccup all over the place, and I will see everybody next time. See ya!